Hey folks, and welcome back to Weird Sound Wednesday. Got Casey Friends here showing off some of my favorite tones. Just tried to do this as a live video, but my internet sucks, so we're going to try it again this way. Today we're going to be discussing one of my favorite guitar effects, not just for guitar, I love using it with the synthesizer too, and that is the Talkbox. In this case, it's the Rocktron Banshee. This effect was made really famous by Peter Frampton on Frampton Comes Alive on his track Do You Feel Like I Do. I used it most recently on The Way That You're Moving off Captain Queso and the Revealing Science of Groove. Basically what the Talkbox is a little amp. If I engage the effect, you can hear my guitar signal coming out of this little speaker here, and this tube goes in there so that my guitar tone will travel through the tube, which I can then put into my mouth. On the control panel here, there's a control for gain, for tone, and for the output level. I'm just going to leave them all set to 12 o'clock. A lot of people confuse this effect with vocoder. They sound very similar. Not sure if Zapp and Roger were Talkbox users or vocoder users, but it's another example of the same sound in tracks. So I'll show you a little bit what it sounds like. I love using this effect because you can feel the sound going into your mouth, and then you use the shape of your mouth and the vowel space that you use as a filter to affect the tone. So there's my sound coming out of this tube. You've heard this before. I think Bon Jovi also used it on Living on a Prayer. Johnny used to work at the docks. So it's super cool. Sound is coming through this tube into my mouth, and when I change the shape of my mouth, changes the tone of the guitar. Signal gets picked up by this microphone. So nothing's coming through my amp right now. It's just coming through that tiny little speaker on the Banshee. And here's an example of its sound. Here's the lick from The Way That You're Moving.
The way that you're moving, uh-oh, the way that you're moving, uh-oh, the way that you're moving makes me feel so.
Can't remember my own song.
Feel so good now, oh, the way that you're moving. Oh, the way you move it, oh, the way you move it makes me feel so good now. Oh, the way you move it, oh, the way you move it, oh, the way you move it makes me feel so good now.
So it's really cool. You get this effect that the guitar is kind of singing. It can be a little bit of a weird effect to learn to use because your inclination is often to vocalize along with the sound. I'm not speaking any of the words. I'm not creating any sound. I'm not pushing air through my throat. I'm just moving my lips and changing the inside space. The guitar is doing all of the work. You can do the same thing with synthesizer or really anything that's got a nice, strong, clear signal. It's going to come through here great. The physical sensation of feeling that vibration going into your mouth is pretty bizarre. I think it feels really cool. It's an effect that I like messing around with a lot. So if you're wondering where did that effect come from, that's what it is. Talkbox is basically a little speaker with a tube coming out of it. Sound goes through the tube, and then you can manipulate whatever comes out of the small opening. So I'll just play a couple little more riffs for you and give you some more examples of this sound. Thanks for tuning in to Weird Sound Wednesdays.
Ooh. Do you feel that I do?
Obviously, vowel sounds are much easier to do than consonants. If you really want to get the sound of words, you have to get kind of clever about how you create the consonant sound. If you close your mouth completely, it'll cut off the tone.
Hello, my name is Casey.
To get that S sound, I do have to sizzle a little bit, make a small vocalization.
Hello, my name is Casey. His friends is my Hello, how are you? Welcome to Weird Sound Wednesday. Weird Sound Wednesday. Weird Sound Wednesday. I love Weird Sound Wednesday. Do you like Weird Sound Wednesday? In the water, Weird Sound Wednesday.
So hey, if you listen to the way that you're moving, you enjoyed it, that's the effect. It's the Rocktron Banshee. You can make a homemade Talkbox out of a computer speaker and just some vinyl tubing. It's really a very basic and easy to understand effect. There's no digital chips or whatever in there. You just got to find a way to pump your sound through a tube. Once that tube goes to your mouth, there ain't no better filter in the world. No wah pedal, no envelope follower. That's the real deal. You want to manipulate your vowels, manipulate your overtones, get yourself a Talkbox. So if you love the sounds of Peter Frampton, of Zapp and Roger, or of Casey Friends, why not go ahead and add a Banshee to your pedal board. Thanks for tuning in. I'll see you next week.